Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning live broadcast. First and foremost, I want to wish all of you a happy Memorial Day weekend. And you hear me say all the time, everything is changing on Facebook. Everything is changing on LinkedIn. And at the end of the day, if you're not talking to 5 or 10 people about your business, you could be. Now, I have a number of students that are on track to breaking records in their business. They're part of our 90-day game plan. And so, under normal circumstances, I'd be joining the rest of you and taking off for the holiday weekend, but we are going to be doing some trainings. In fact, I even opened up our mastermind sessions. So you have this session tomorrow and Sunday night. I'm really going to be pulling back levers and demonstrating to all of you how you can use a holiday to generate outrageous sales. We're going to show all of you on Sunday night how to enroll more reps over a holiday weekend. And it's all about communicating and talking to people. We sent out an email along with a special Labor Day bonus for participating in 2 boot camps, our September and October. And I want to remind all of you that the October boot camp is going to have an extra session. And when you register for the September boot camp, you're going to have access to the August boot camp that we finished. So there are some strategies in there that you're going to be able to use. Some of you will close some sales over the weekend. The twofer will give you access to the September boot camp, the October boot camp, and you'll have access to the August session. So basically, what you're looking at is you got access to 3 boot camps. So use the promo code DOUBLE to reduce the price. You'll pay $59 per boot camp. Now, personal network marketers work when other people play and play when other people work. There are all kinds of holidays coming up that will give you an opportunity to talk to people. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about talking to people. Now, if you've been on LinkedIn for any length of time, you're going to be encouraged to use their artificial intelligence program to enhance your profile. Now, I've been through it with 3 of my coaching sessions, and believe me, it's interesting to see what they're doing, but it's not what you want to be doing. All right. It's going to be totally ineffective for all of you. When you change your profile, making some simple changes to your profile will have outrageous and unexpected results. This is what happened with Lane.
Yeah, so I had been just kind of trusting Max and going step by step through the process. And to be honest, I had this little voice in the back of my head that was saying, this isn't going to work. What are you thinking? But I decided to trust and move forward with the process anyway. And then all of a sudden, just with this profile that you're seeing now, one of my friends that I used to be in another network marketing company with, first of all, he sent me a LinkedIn message and I guess I didn't see it quick enough. He was so excited to talk to me that he actually picked up the phone within a couple hours later. And he said, "What are you doing, Lane? What are you doing?" And then we had a we had a conversation, and I said, "Yeah, I'm with this new company." And next thing you know, within 24 hours, he's now on my team. So I was pretty excited.
All right, what I'm going to do, let me pop over here. Bring this up. Now, as I've been telling you over and over again, everything is changing. And let me flip back over here for a minute. Jump over here to LinkedIn. And before we jump into this example, there are more people than ever before that are looking for work. You come up here, Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business. Got 57,000 people that are all looking for work. You have looking for opportunities on LinkedIn. You have now 224 million people. We can break that down. Managers. You got 78,000 managers that are looking for work. Now, in our scripts book, when it comes time to explaining to people that are not familiar with network marketing, and it's critically important that before you talk to people about your business, you must know what their network marketing experience is. And so we have a number of scripts here. How to describe network marketing. This is for the average person. But we have added to the script, because it all depends on who you're talking to. So let's come over here first. And let's look at Daniel. Because most people don't realize that they're invisible. So Daniel, do you see yourself on here?
Yes.
All right, so are you on this? I did a search for your name. Do you have a LinkedIn profile?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see yourself?
Yeah, I see my name. I don't know which one is me though.
Well,
I don't see me.
okay. What state are you in?
South Carolina.
See, we're gonna bring you up that way.
Elgin. You know, right there say Elgin.
I'm sorry?
The one that said Elgin, South Carolina, that's not where it go. I seen it a minute ago.
You saw it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back.
Right there.
Which one?
Daniel Lester Senior, Elgin, South Carolina.
This one here, penny auction.
Yep. I used to do that.
Okay. So now, first and foremost, I want you to notice that your picture's not coming up.
I don't think I put a picture on that.
Okay. And so what are you trying to market and sell now?
Well, I do 7K metals.
Okay. All right. So right now, with the economy the way it is, there are frankly a lot of people that are looking for opportunities. Okay. Now, let me look at okay, so here's the shell. Okay. Now, so the shell, your settings are off. How is this working for you?
When you say my settings are off, in what way?
Well, see, I can see the people that are following you.
Okay,
Now, if I can see the people that are following you, that means you don't have a connect button on here. You have a follow button,
okay,
which limits your ability to, it limits the people that you want to talk to reach out and connect with you. All right. So what are you trying to market and sell?
right now it's called We the People Economics. It's a real estate educational platform.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what I'm trying to get people to. And also Zen YGE, which is a renewable energy space company.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, it's easy for if you know who your audience is,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to reach out and connect with people that would naturally be interested in your business. The challenge that you're going to have. I mean, how's LinkedIn working for you so far?
It's a hit or miss kind of thing,
Okay.
because I know that as far as my profile is not as focused as it needs to be. Should I say it like that? Yes.
Okay. Well, again, it doesn't have to be hit and miss.
Okay.
Okay. You can literally be having conversations with 8 out of 10 people you talk to, but your profile sets you up to
Okay.
be able to do it. But clearly you have to change what people see.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to redo your profile, edit
Okay.
it, clean it up a bit.
Okay.
Let me remember what people see on your profile is what they think you're going to talk about or you want to talk about.
Okay.
And so, this isn't gonna, this is clearly, not going to help you. Michelle, how did you hear about me?
Actually, I heard about you from Jonathan Seigler. He was doing a training and he's like, I look I'm on LinkedIn and Jonathan Seigler, and Max Steingart is one of those ones you definitely want to look at when you come on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I started following you.
Well, terrific. I'm going to send you we're having a special training promotion that I'm going to send to you.
Okay.
It'll let you jump into our boot camps and get the help you need to build your business. What I want to do
Mm-hmm.
is I'm going to share with you. See, at the end of the day, it's all about conversation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's an example of a case study that for some of you that are students, you've been watching this evolve over about 2 weeks. And Debbie, using the scripts, has connected with a phenomenal prospect. And because this was a unique situation, and this will all give you an example of what happens when I work with people one-on-one on my coaching program. So she started a conversation in response to somebody's post. So she reached out to her friend here, and she used the first script. LinkedIn has suggested we connect after a quick span of your profile. It seems you're the type of person I would introduce to myself at a networking event. I hope you'll agree to connect. And the person right away comes back and accepts her, but she doesn't write anything. So Debbie sends a second message. It's nice to be connected to you. I've made some wonderful new friends and professional connections on LinkedIn. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? So what you do here is you just confirm that you made the connection. And at the same point in time, you can pay a compliment. So now, Debbie had tried for several weeks to get the person to open up and talk, and it just wasn't happening. So then she notices that she made a post about how she was anxiously looking for a job. So Debbie sends this: difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And then she wrote, I noticed your post that you are looking for a job as a beverage sales manager. Are you looking specifically in the wine business or open to other avenues in the industry? When you're talking to people online, the key is to end your messages with questions. And so for the first, you write, all beverage, including water or luxury goods, what were you thinking? Again, this woman is being overwhelmed with people that are trying to sell her things. And so, okay, what are you trying to sell me? And so Debbie writes back, happy Monday. I recently had dinner with my daughter and a good friend of hers who owns a growing natural beverage company who talked about expanding westward. Not sure if you have an interest or experience in the natural end of the industry. What would you say you're really good at of all the work you have in your career so far? And she writes back, my strengths are building brands, customer relationships, training new salespeople to sell themselves apart, not to be an order taker, public speaking, educating everyone about the products. And so Debbie and I'm looking at this during the session. I said, Debbie, this person is a great prospect. So from here, everything that Debbie sent to this person. We did together. In fact, I told Debbie, I literally wrote the scripts. And this is how we come up with scripts that are in our scripts book. These scripts are proven to work. So I passed on your information to the owner, so take a look. And I'll leave it in their hands. How are your interviews going? And the woman says, hey, thanks. She sends her a resume. And then again, hope you're having a great week. Thank you for sending your resume. How is your job search going? Now, the key to establishing relationships with people is what you post, because what you post, people are going to see. And posting builds rapport, strengthens a relationship. So we sent this. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. And then hope you're having a great week, that you're well. You have a very strong background in the beverage industry. But we don't want to know about the beverage industry. We want to find out, is she open to doing something in network marketing? So we wrote, if there was a role in a different industry where you could leverage all the things that you're good at, would you consider changing industry? And she said, I would love to be an interior decorator or professional organizer. I have a passion for both, as boring as they may seem. What you're trying to do when you talk to somebody, when you make this connection, is you want to get people to open up and tell you about themselves. What you have to be sensitive to is you have millions of network marketers. You have millions of people in your company that are reaching out, blasting people, sending out a message. Hey, would you be interested in knowing how you could make an extra $500 a week working part-time from home? Would you be interested? If not, it's no big deal. I'm just throwing it out there. So when people look at your profile and they see you're in Mary Kay, whether you're still doing Mary Kay or not, people look at that and they go, oh my God, another one of these pyramid pushers that are trying to sell me things. Social networking law number one, what you see on a person's profile is what you get. What they see on your profile is what they anticipate you want to talk about. So having information about your profile, about your business, is the kiss of death. Okay, so I love to be an interior designer. All right. So that doesn't sound boring to me. We're renovating our whole house right now, and there's a lot to it. I am thankful for my daughter-in-law who has those talents. Where did the passion for interior decorator, professional organizer start? What prompted? Now, Debbie did this. All right. We talked about it and she wrote these. Now, look, almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. So then she writes back. Remember, flattery works. So she says, thank you. I've always been into that and fashion. Now look at all she's typing. She's telling you she's into the conversation. Growing up on a farm, I was the little girl to buy all the home design and fashion magazines. I get extremely excited when I go to the Container Store. I try to limit my visits. For me personally, a stylish home, organized home makes things easier. I can tell you where everything is in my home. My husband called me the other day and was looking for our extra house key. I said, open up my top left drawer on my desk, and in the box, you'll find it. He thought I was a magician. He asked me where 3 other things were to tease me, but I got all of them. It brings great satisfaction, and I take pride in the things I have worked hard to accomplish. The more a person writes back to you, the more they communicate with you, the more they tell you about themselves, the more information that you're going to get. All right. Now, and Carla says, I just got one of those canned messages yesterday. Let me unmute Carla.
Oh, hey, Max.
Hey, Carla, so you got one, or have you been getting these on a regular basis?
Well, the funny thing was, is if he had read my profile, he could have probably seen one of my, some of my invites to, presentations that we're doing, but, yeah, it was very canned. And I said, so what network marketing company are you with? And of course, that set off another cascade of verbal vomit. And, I said, well, yeah, well, I'm with Isogenics, and, I'm sure you've seen that on my profile. Hadn't heard another word from him.
Mhm. Well, again, it wasn't so much about you talking about Isogenics. The best way to handle stuff like that would be to say, did he tell you what company he was in?
Yeah, and I wasn't going to say it here in case there were some people on the call. I'll be happy to share it with you if you want.
Okay, so basically, when he told you the business he's in, you know that his approach isn't working.
I know.
So the most productive thing that you could do is ask him, what other network marketing companies have you worked with? What prompted you to get into your business? And the most important thing is, what else are you doing besides building this business? So you're trying to learn more about him. And the more you get them talking about themselves, not about what they're trying to sell you, the more you would learn whether the person could very well be a candidate for your business, because you know what he's trying to do isn't working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all about learning about them. So there are opportunities for you to take these misguided people and literally bring them into your business. Why did they get into the business? How is it working for them? And more important than that, what other companies were they with? And what else are they doing right now to generate income? Most of the network marketers that approach me the way you're doing also have full-time jobs. What's your full-time job?
Yeah, I had, until you mentioned that today, I'd forgotten all about him. And so I'm going to go back and see what I can do to message him today and see if I can get a conversation going, because he's definitely not doing it the right way.
Right. But again, see, what you have to do, the more selective you are, the better. Now, let me just show you where this one goes. So almost everything will work again if you unplug it. And then she writes, I've always been into that and fashion. Growing up on a farm, I was the little girl to buy all the home design things. My husband, oh, okay, so this was a duplication, right? So you have some mad organizational skills. That must help with anything that you do work-wise. So now I'm curious, what your love of fashion and home design, what prompted you to work in the beverage industry in the first place? Putting myself through college, when I graduated, I realized that I wouldn't be able to pay off my student loan quickly with a teacher's salary. Very sad. I believe they are extremely underpaid. I began with a job in the beer industry. That's when I got my first taste. From there, I have been in the beverage industry for over 2 decades. Now, I'm putting in, and as you're talking to people, you want to note the things that they say that would make them prospects, and more important, that would make them successful in your business. So she says, I'm an outgoing people person. I love getting people involved and educating them on products. I've been the most fortunate woman in the world, enough to work on both sides of the industry and in several different markets. I absolutely love my job when I was networking. So you're looking for outgoing people. You're looking for people that like educating people. I truly don't believe there's a room for negativity. When you love what you do, it's infectious. Being organized and knowing what is current with styles, trends is still a part of my job. It is so much fun, especially launching new teams. Now, why are we collecting this information? Because when we go to talk about what you're doing and the business, which is, the transitioning part, we're going to use this information I'm hoping that something comes along soon. I've applied recently to 2 jobs that I would flip over if I was given the opportunity. I'm still very competitive, but I've learned to channel that energy into creating brand ambassadors so we multiply and grow the brand. Now, because she told us that she's she's applied to 2 jobs that she would absolutely love, we didn't launch into what we were doing because this woman hasn't been working since January. So I almost felt that was an interview question. I'm struggling with not being able to find a job here in Michigan. It's definitely taken a toll on me, but I'm remaining positive and hope that soon my prayers will be answered. So we said, if you find a job you love, you'll never work again. This was a post. I found that the very best way to get to know someone is to ask questions. LOL, what kind of jobs did you recently apply for that would have you doing cartwheels? We're not talking about, as long as she's got her idea or her eyes set on a job, not the time to talk about your business or even or introduce it. So we center the positive thinking, sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. Now, we're still waiting for her to answer that question. And we're communicating with her almost every day. So the next day we send her this, the 3 C's of life: choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And then she comes back and answers the question. Fiji Water. I absolutely love my job with Avion when I lived in Nevada. It's perfect if you have a family because there are no evenings. The pay and benefits were excellent, and they wanted someone who lived in Minnesota to manage Michigan, Minnesota, and Indiana. I'm extremely disappointed that they never contacted me. Again, we sent her a motivating image. A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. And then, I can certainly understand your disappointment. That sounds incredibly frustrating. You mentioned that when you were with Fiji Water, love it, that there were no evenings if you had a family and had great pay and benefits. Is that important to you? Do you have a family? Yes, I'm married with a 14-year-old daughter. Children go fast these days. Soon she'll be looking to get a car and drive soon. Since we started talking. Now, this is a strategy that works like magic. Since we started talking, I'm amazed at how much we have in common. I have 3 kids and 3 grandkids now. It's no wonder that LinkedIn suggested that we connect because we have so much in common. This is a major strategy. Now, this is not in the scripts book. This is a whole process that we're going to be introducing in the September boot camp. As for your job search, your relationships and training, salespeople, skills would make you an asset in most companies, especially when you're competitive. I was going to tell you about this earlier, but when you told me about the interview, I decided to wait. Now, I've been looking for someone to work with on LinkedIn like you for the last few months. Project Launch Script. I'm about to launch a special project to work with 2 people on LinkedIn and help them earn $40K in the next 90 days. Not only do I think that you'd love this, I'm confident that we would have a lot of fun working together. What do you know about the network marketing business model? Now, it doesn't matter what company you're in. You have to understand the comp plan and the actions that they would have to take to make $1,000. The actions that they would have to take to make $5,000. So there's a little math here. If you don't know that, to work with 2 people on LinkedIn and help them become leaders and top earners in the business without mentioning numbers. So what do you know about the network marketing business model? So she says, mine is 14 and going to be a sophomore. So she had a prompt. What's getting here is she's talking to Debbie. She's opening up. She's telling all kinds of things that would help Debbie build rapport, build a relationship. Proud mom. I had a proud moment. Summer went by so fast that we didn't have time to go to school shopping. Last Saturday, PacSun was having a flash sale. I ordered nearly 1,800 worth of clothes. They arrived, and after trying on everything, she's keeping 5 pants and 8 shirts, all within the school budget. I couldn't believe it. Typically, she isn't a huge fan of the clothes I pick out. Either she's desperate or I honestly didn't do too bad. He. She's enjoying the conversation. Wow. And now she responds to the other thing. I'm extremely flattered. You have made my day, more like year, by recognizing my talents. I love talking to people and getting them excited about products, occupations, upcoming events, whatever it may be. I don't know much about the network marketing business, but I'm willing to learn. I have a recruiter, and I know from past experience that she could be doing a ton more to really place me on or her other clients. I'm all ears. Let me know if you'd like to chat live, or if there's a website I can go to learn about this opportunity. You definitely have my attention. I have enjoyed corresponding with you also. It has forced me to think about what I truly enjoy, and I appreciate you listening. This is not about you pushing your business opportunity on people. This is all about you learning about the other person. I'll wait to hear back from you. Thanks again. So we sent this, go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. If they can't see the real value of you, it's time for a new start. So Debbie wrote back, that's impressive. My daughter from the age of 4 insisted on picking out her own unique style of clothes. Now she's my fashionista. When you want to tell somebody about the business, you have to know what their network marketing experience is. So when I use the term network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Amway, Herbalife, and Avon. Do you have any experience with companies like these? And then we sent the 3 C's of life. Remember, between your conversations with people, you need to be posting things. Give yourself permission to live a big life. Step into who you are meant to be. Stop playing small. You're meant for greater things. My mom used to buy Amway when I was in middle school. I recall it vaguely. Now, while Debbie was waiting for me to do another session, she was posting. Failure doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you haven't succeeded yet. Now I jumped into her account and we took the existing scripts and we made some significant changes. Sorry for my delayed response. My business always explodes at the end of the month. Here's our transition line. Many of the sales professionals that I work with on LinkedIn who have your experience and skills have transitioned to network marketing and become very successful doing the things that they love doing in their previous careers. First, let me explain how network marketing works. We modified this to fit the person. Network marketing is an industry where large companies use word-of-mouth advertising to generate sales and reward their distributors with generous commissions for the sale of products or services that are constantly in demand and serve a huge audience. This is what we changed. The top earners, leaders, and trainers in every company earn 6- and 7-figure incomes by helping to develop and train large teams of distributors. What attracts most sales professionals to the network marketing business model is the residual income component. What I've underlined is new. Once people start buying the products of a company being recommended by you or members of the team that I'm going to help you build, everyone continues to get paid every time they are reordered. And you receive a substantial commission on what you sell, plus an override on everything everyone on your team sells. It would be like you or your distributors told someone that didn't know anything about Target where a store was. And when they went to the store and bought anything, the store paid you or members of your team a sales commission on whatever was purchased. So for those of you that are students, you'll notice we have expanded this beyond the individual who wants to learn about network marketing. And we are talking about a leader. The icing on the cake is that every time they return to the store in the future and bought anything, you'd continue to be paid for what was purchased, as would your distributors or team members. And as the team leader, you would receive an override on what your team does. Network marketing companies have changed dramatically in many ways over the years. Today, you no longer have to chase your family, friends, and acquaintances to buy something, or to advertise or buy leads like you had to do years ago, so you can build a growing business. To be successful in network marketing today requires three things. One, you have to be passionate about the products and the company that produces them. Passionate to the point that you tell people about your company, even if you weren't getting paid to do it. Second, you have to be working with someone that is already successful and can teach you how to build the business and train large teams on social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook. They must be dedicated to helping you build your business and train you to build a large team. Now, this is an expanded script talking specifically to the person on the other end who is a great management background. And three, you must have good online business building tools so your distributors and team members can easily tell others about the business. Working with me and the network marketing company that I work with would enable you to start an online business with a minimal cost and monthly overhead. Together, I will help you train a large group of entrepreneurial-minded distributors to generate substantial streams of income for themselves, and your override commissions off their sales would amount to 6 or 7 figures. Again, perhaps this is the time for you to stop selling products for other companies and start training people to build their own business. Would you like to know more about this and how we would work together? And she writes back, well, she didn't write back right away. Peace is the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is, rather than as you think it should be. Wayne Dwyer quote. And then she writes back the next day, yes, I'd love to find out more about information. I appreciate and am humbled that you thought of me to partner with you. Results of changing the script. So what did we say that was different? What do we say? I've been looking for someone to work with on LinkedIn like you for the last few months. And she's flattered. Yes, I'd love to find out more information. I appreciate and am humbled that you thought of me to partner with you. Please let me know what the products are and exactly how it works. Let me know if it's best if we can talk live to discuss. If you have additional information that I can read up on, please send it to me. Yesterday, I was doing a group training, and the person that we were reviewing their information was saying, Max, you know, I made appointments with 4 people to do Zooms and they didn't show up. And the reason they didn't show up was because She was anxious to talk about the business before she recognized the need. When you recognize the need, they all show up. And she gave her phone number and email address. And then Debbie Wright, well, I love LinkedIn. How else would you and I have met? We have so much in common. Together, we can do so many wonderful things because of people losing their jobs. There's an incredible opportunity to help so many people as we're building teams. The name of my company, she gave it this, in this case with Maluka. And it doesn't matter what company you're with, okay? It doesn't matter. I love that both of our prayers have been answered. The next step is to set a time. The more selective you are about who you talk to, the more successful you're going to be. You have to modify these scripts to fit the person on the other end. At the end of the day, it's all about conversation. Now, a few years ago, I started working with Joanne, who sold insurance, and she was building a Maluka business. She'd been in the company for 8 years. She sold, and she was a customer of the company for 8 years, but was an orphan. The person who brought her into the business was no longer building the business. So she went through one of our boot camps, and let me put in the chat you can join the September boot camp by going to, put it in the chat for everybody to see. MaxSteingarth.com/boot camp. Use the promo code best deal to reduce the price from $597 to $79. For those of you that are students, we have the 90-day boot camp challenge. That will enable you to participate in 3 boot camps. For less than the price of one. So Joanne started to apply everything that we taught her. Not only to build her Maluka business, but she applied it to her full-time job. And most of the people that I work with are doing network marketing part-time and have learned that they can apply this if they know who their ideal prospect is. You can reach out to the people that you want to sell anything to. So she called in about 2 weeks ago to share her story. I'm sharing it with you because I can't tell you how many people have been motivated by what she had to say.
I mean, Max, what you've taught me, obviously I've applied to my network marketing business and it absolutely works. We know that. It's a fact. You've done it with me. You've done it with so many others. But, you know, one of the things I always say was what you teach us, we can apply to any job. And it's the same technique. It's the same dance. And I've used it in the insurance world where I was recruiting for multiple agencies and using your technique. I remember 1 month I recruited 40 insurance agents in 1 month. You know, that's huge. And I know that you've worked with others that have built huge insurance agencies as well. Currently, I'm doing outside sales. I'm working for Republic Services, as you can see in my banner there. I have been with the company 2.5 months. I started in the beginning of May. And I told my manager when I was in the interview process, how I thought that, I can apply LinkedIn and explode, this type of position. And it didn't register with him. And I waited and I said, the first couple of weeks, I got to learn what I'm doing. I got that down. And then I said, I'm posting my first customer. So if you look back about a month, you'll see, Go Auto, it was my first post, nothing fancy. And then about a week ago, I think I did 5 posts in a row. And one of my posts for Red Arrow Diner has gotten over 6,000 views between two, it said, oh, do you want to post in the, restaurant group or whatever? So this one here is a nonprofit, the one that you have right there. So they do mental health. And, I've got 23 likes on that and a good number of views. This one was a little restaurant in Nashua, and I think it was over 1,100 views when I saw it last. So what I'm doing is I've got a little twist, a little auto dealership. I think that one had about 1,200 views when I first looked at it last. I'm not even really, the diner one's my favorite, the next one right there. So this diner, Red Arrow Diner, been around for 100 years. And I just posted me with some of the guys outside and one of the owners, 67 people liked it. So using your technique, I do a little post, and the only thing I'm saying about Republic Services is welcome to the Republic Services family. So just doing that, it was getting more engagement, more people within the company. But just in the last week or so, I've been asked, I trained my group of, my office, and now I've got my division manager sending out messages talking about how because of these couple of posts that I've done, I had someone on LinkedIn that I connected with on the 25th of June with my message one that you taught, copy paste, and I got a sale from that. And this guy, he's got 10 gas stations. So I'm getting the first one in August. And, as long as we deliver, which we will, I'll end up getting 10 locations from him seeing my posts that you taught us how to do. You know what I mean? So I have a little bit of a twist, but my manager sent out a message talking about how he sees the value of what I'm doing, talking about me being 310% of budget. Then it's gone out to the region. And now one of the division managers are reaching out. They're shocked at what I'm doing. They're talking about me training their leaders and their sales force. They have 40,000 people that work for Republic Services. And this is like, breaking news, using LinkedIn to do what we're doing here. I just think super cool. It's like throwing that pebble in the water. And I just want to let you know, it's still having the ripple effect from what you and I have done.
So I have, I think 3 people on here that are, everybody that's on here, I think is a student. I have 3 people here that are contemplating one-on-one coach.
Why are they doing that, Matt? There's no question. The one-on-one coaching is where this all clicks for me. You know what I mean? And after like my second session with you, we fixed the profile. You showed me the basics. I started running with it. I couldn't sleep at night. Once we started having our one-on-one sessions, I was getting up at 3, 4 in the morning, and I would start doing my connections, doing what you taught me. And as if you go back through our, trail there, I enrolled 3 people in one day when I was doing the network marketing. I got paid $5,000 to do 3 LinkedIn trainings for one of the insurance groups. Your training, your one-on-one coaching has opened up so many doors for me. So as time goes by, I always like to give you an update to let you know how I'm doing, but it all stems back to that one-on-one training that we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, were you surprised at how fast everything started to happen?
Initially, yeah. I mean, like Max, I knew about you. I've heard about you from years before you and I had gotten together. I've watched some of the webinars that you had, but I mean, like immediately when we first started working together, it just was like a snowball effect. But when I take that into other areas and see how it explodes, like I can't tell you how excited I am about what I'm doing now. Seeing it with my upper management, how they're all like, super, I mean, super excited. Many of those people that like this post are at Republic Services, the 67, and many of them I weren't connected to. So it was a layup in growing my connection. So every time you look at my connections, it grows. You know, it doesn't take a ton of time. You know, you put in 20, 30 minutes a day, but it's really hard to not want to keep going because it's so much fun.
Well, think about the ripple effect. Coming to this company, you're introducing them to something new. How big is the company?
We service about 14 million customers across the country, but there are about 40,000 people that work at Republic Services. And I'm just one of them. And literally, I'm getting attention from across the country with what I'm doing. I'm even getting competitors sending me messages that are like, I wish I did that when I was with the company, or you know what I mean? Like, people are like, how brilliant. And it's such a simple concept. It's like giving a thank you to the customers, but it's promoting me, it's promoting the business, it's promoting, you know, the company I work for. And it's just so simple. It's a post. You know what I mean? It takes 10 minutes to put it together.
And that's, my friend, one of the things that I emphasize in our current boot camp, because it's not just about the conversation you have. It's about your activity. It's about putting things out there that people can see, that people can react to, that people can respond to, that the ripple effect of that is indescribable. You know, right now, I wouldn't be surprised in 6 months if you got, I don't know if you're looking for it, major promotion, maybe VP of training.
I can totally see something like that, you know, coming down the pike if that's the path that I choose. But right now, I think that I'm just having so much fun doing this. You know what I mean? Like when you get so excited to do a job that, you know, is fun and you know, you enjoy it, you know, I can see that happening down the road or them coming up with some sort of initiative. But for now, I just want to focus on this because this is just, it's totally fun. Just like when building network marketing business this way, it's far more fun than asking friends to come over and, you know, would you please come over and do it, you know, it's way more fun.
Well, Joanne, it was wonderful to hear from you. Again, congratulations are once again in order. For me, it's going to be enjoyable to watch your career blossom, you know, as a result of, you know, what I taught you. But, you know, you added your own little spin to it. I mean, I love that line. Let's start training.
Thank you.
It's terrific. Thanks again for sharing
Thank you.
your story and congratulations.
Thank you. And anyone, you know, on the fence, don't hesitate. Max's time is limited. And, you know, if you get the opportunity to work with him, he is truly a guest. So thank you again, man.
Thank you. All right. Now, I shared that with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you what you can be doing. For those of you that are existing students, the September boot camp is going to have new strategies, new scripts to find professionals with senior marketing experience, as you saw one example. Check your email. At 1 o'clock, I have opened up our special mastermind session to the general public because I really, folks, over the next 3 days, over holidays, you have more opportunities to talk to people. I can't even begin to tell you, I've got hundreds of examples of people that over the weekend, people are not working. They're accessible, they're home. They're on their mobile phones. If you want to be successful in your business, you have to talk to people every day. Every day. One of my students that is brand new to the whole process is having so much fun, it's become addictive. I see Barbara's back. Let me bring her up because I love success stories. So Barbara, I think this is her third boot camp.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Barbara, I hope you don't mind me showcasing your success, but I'm just proud of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Why don't you share with everybody, since we started to do this?
You could probably tell it better, but I came across this well, someone had shared this with me many years ago about Max Steingart, but I never got involved. And so I've been building my network marketing business a little over 7 years now. Totally frustrated myself. Bought leads of people that wanted to work from home. You know, I could go on and on. And so finally I said, let me get in here and see what this is all about. So I attended 2 boot camps, and I'm going to be attending June's. And all I can say is thank you, Max Steingart, because I have learned so much. I know I have a lot to learn yet, but I found, like you said, we can all win. This isn't like where some can and some, no, we all have the possibility of accomplishing everything we want to accomplish. I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore because I have more than enough to talk to. I sponsored people. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I must have missed it, but I got this thing on Facebook saying you were one of the top recruiters for May. I went, really? I wanted to message back and say, let's thank Max Steingart for that, because it's so much fun. It's not like drudgery before where I hated the follow up. When you contact somebody and think, oh, this is so much fun. And like Max said, it can become addictive. I get up in the morning and I have a routine. Depending on my schedule, it doesn't always get done at the exact same time, but I always make sure I post something on my site. I make sure I go in and contact at least 10 people or more. I have people that are responding. I mean, like today, I had 7 people that I responded to, and the best is yet to come. So I can just say thank you, Max. I so appreciate so much everything that I've learned from you. And I can tell you're passionate about helping each one of us. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Barbara. And again, every one of you is heading down the same road. Now, where am I? Here we go. So, what we're going to be sharing with you over the next couple of days will have you adding people to your business. There is no faster, easier way to do it. So I put in the chat a link. Join me in my upcoming boot camp. I have a special holiday promotion. We can join boot camp for an extended special discount. For those of you that are students, share it with members of your team. The more people that you're working with that attend boot camp, the more successful you're going to be. Let me put one thing in the chat. Social, maxsteingart.com/social selling. Sunday night. I'm going to be introducing strategies that you'll be able to employ that will help you and members of your team connect with people on Monday, Labor Day, that will result in sales. If there's anybody that is interested in my coaching program, please type coaching, put it in the chat. I have staff members standing by. I have 2 positions open for my personal coaching program. Put coaching, put your name. Actually, you don't need your name. Just put coaching, put your phone number, and I'll have one of my staff members reach out to you today. I can promise you this, that no matter how much business you've done in the first 8 months of the year, September, October, November, December, in the next 4 months, you can all do 2 or 3 times the amount of business that you did in the first 8 months before the end of the year. We're talking about massive amounts of business, the holidays. Your business does not slow down. So until next time, you could also write to support@maxsteingart.com for coaching in the headline. And we'll catch up to all of you next time.